Alrighty, fellas, I feel like we've stalled for enough content. How are we doing today, fellas? Good morning, good morning. My name's Patrouski. Welcome back to the PokeMMO stream recap, your daily source of tips, tricks, information, and what's going on inside the PokeMMO community. We have a few things to go over today, like our typical upcoming catch events and other events. Let's go ahead and jump into what we're looking at there. Browser, there we go. All right, first things first. Let it snow. We've got ourselves a cryogonal catch event coming up at 2 p.m. ET on Friday, the 29th of August. That's this Friday at Twist Mountain in Unova. Cryogonal's plus 10. Woobat is neutral, and then Cubchoo is -2. You got some nature bonuses here as well. And then the prize is a shiny cryogonal. Some of us might have way too many of these and not care about this event, any Shiny Wars participants. But if it's pretty like rare-ish. If you don't consider Shiny Wars participants, because if you don't know, Cryogonal's been like meta. It was disgustingly meta in the first Shiny War where people spent like hundreds of hours just that one spot. And then I believe in the second Shiny War, it was also pretty good for like a quick sec, but once you got your Cryogonal, you moved on. Versus like last year, it was like Cryogonal Wars. How many people can get 20 Shiny Cryogonals? If you haven't done Shiny Wars, you probably don't have a Cryogonal. If you've done Shiny Wars, you probably have one. It's a cool shiny. If you haven't done Shiny Wars, it's a cool shiny. You don't get PTSD if you haven't done Shiny Wars. Dig it, Chad. All right, next up, Love Disc Catch Event, the 31st of August, Sunday at 1 p.m. ET, Route 19 Kanto. Love Disc only. This is a cool event. You can make some profit. You could catch some, heart scales, some Love Discs, obviously. Have a chance for a shiny Love Disc, kind of like a tough, like fishing shunt only. Fishing Shunt plus 1,000 RP. I've been saying for a while, right now is the best time. If you want to win free RP, I mean, it's always good to win free RP, but right now is the best time to win free RP by far, with the event season coming up. Also, check out my event season prep guide if you haven't. I was really happy to take some time to make that video. I took off stream for one day, made that video, very happy with it. We'll talk more about streaming and my schedule. I have a small schedule change, I think. Kind of thought process coming up, so we're gonna talk about it. But anyways, next up is this Bayleaf catch event. Now this is an unofficial catch event. You don't see a whole lot of these nowadays. I feel like they kind of fell off. People used to always ask me, Patrouski, why don't you host catch events? And I was always like, well, there's like 3 official catch events a week, plus like 3 more unofficials every week. So it was like 6 catch events a week. Why do I need to host one more? We have plenty of catch events, but unofficial catch events have kind of fallen off, to be totally honest. And now we've got this, but some people bringing them back. So shout out to people like Scooty Sauce for hosting stuff like this. It's just for the love of the game, man. This is a Bayleaf like Chikorita catch event. It's on August 30th, Saturday, 2025. August 30th, Saturday, 2025 at 4 a.m. my time. But I love seeing catch events. I always say, whenever I see a catch event that I cannot go to, or I'm sorry, 2 p.m. my time, I'm trolling. Never mind. I saw the AET and my brain went, I don't know, why did I think that was, I'm out of it today. 2 p.m. my time, okay, 2 p.m. EST, ET. Location, Route 48 in Johto. That's right below the Johto Safari Zone, right below that. Bayleaf and Hoppip, no Chikorita. Bayleaf and Hoppip are your species bonuses, and then you've got your nature bonuses, and the prize. Once again, this is a unofficial event, so the prize is from like other players running this. This is not the staff. This is not spawned in rewards. This is just out of the pocket. It's out of their pocket for like the good of the game. They're giving away a 5x31 bold Chikorita, plus 1,000,000 Pokeyen, plus an ability patch grass. That's kind of cool. Plus a flower crown, which is like a pretty cheap vanity, but it's a beautiful vanity if I recall correctly. Second place is 500k Pokeyen plus the flower crown. Third place 100k, and then fourth place some ability patches and a flower crown. Really cute event, man. I love stuff like this. Themed community events are fantastic. And then finally, we have one more catch event. This comes out tomorrow. So if you're watching the stream recap, it is like happening today. It's at 8 p.m. ET, Tuesday, the 26th of August. So literally tomorrow as I'm recording, today if you're watching the recap. 26th of August, 2 p.m. ET. There's going to be a little bit of a Joltik Galvantula catch event. Okay, I love this art. It's great as well. Over at Charge Stone Cave. I love that this, I don't know if this auto-corrected, or I love the idea that they just call it Charleston Cave because that's really cute. I think it's Charge Stone Cave. You can catch Tynamo, Joltik, Ferroseed, Clink, and Baldor. Tons of different species bonuses. Should be a good variance of scores. Quiet and Careful being your nature bonuses. And then there is a shiny prize up for grabs on this one, which is really crazy. Like, really generous to offer that up as a prize, offer up an OT shiny. First place prize is a thick strawberry, which is it seems like a staff member, and I'm not really familiar with them, so apologies to Mr. Strawberry, or Miss They Strawberry. Really cool name. Shiny Joltik, level 23, 1x31, impish nature, and 1000 RP is up for grabs. So this is a cool, like, really kind rewards, really generous, really cool, like as close as you can get to an official catch event as possible. Shout out to Thick Strawberry for Thick Strawberry for hosting it. Maybe they're not staff and it's just maybe I'm confused. It's just like them being the, you know, their staff for their event. I'm not sure, but very, very cool of them to host this. Very, very cool thing. Next up, let's face it, making Pokeyen right now is hard in PokeMMO. The game is in a quieter period right now. It's almost like PokeMMO feels like a slumbering dragon right now, okay? PokeMMO is like this, people just finished Shiny Wars, people are either prepared for upcoming event season, or they either already prepared or are like preparing quietly or passively, or are waiting or like taking a break to wait to prepare. A lot of people are being very chill right now on PokeMMO, okay? They're not grinding 16 hours a day. We just did that. We're taking a break, right? A lot of people are in their break period right now for Pokemon. You have to keep that in mind. That slows down the market tremendously. A lot less people are buying things. Or if they're buying things to then use that thing to make more Pokeyen. So it's tough to make money right now. The best money makers right now are pure yen methods, things like Jimmy runs, Trinity runs, as well as like berry farming. But it's the calm before the storm. I super agree. Event season is so ludicrously hectic. If you've never done it before, I cannot like portray the feeling into you enough. You are constantly in a rush. It is constantly thinking about Pokemon, constantly like trying to get to the next thing. There is so much to do. It's better to like plan around what you can do and just accept you probably won't be able to do everything during an event season because there is so much to do. All right, but as a way, if you want to make some Pokeyen, I thought this was really interesting. So Nincada, I've been a big fan of Nincada catching for a while. I think one of the best ways to make Pokeyen right now is catching things for shiny hunters. So many types of play spend money to make more money, right? A lot of people are spending money in Pokemon to make more money, and it makes it so there's only so much like room for growth, if that makes sense. Only so much room for profit, as the next step will always be there. Shiny hunters, they're not spending money to make money, right? Shiny hunters are spending Pokeyen to get shinies, right? So like Nincada's level 21 to 23, 6,000. This is insane. You could sell this guy boxes of Nincadas for 600,000 Pokeyen a box. That is so much money. And the reason why, he's trying to shiny hunt Shedinja, right? He's trying to shiny hunt Shedinja, and it saves him. Yeah, shiny hunters are the biggest consumers in the game right now by far. So true. This is insane. Yeah. And now I would recommend reaching out to him before you go start farming or leveling Nincadas with he's definitely gonna. I would try to like respond to this guy on the forums. I can link it in chat really quick, and you can find this on the forums under the forum thread that it's under. Let me go see. Under Trade Corner. Okay, Trade Corner. This is a really cool hunt. Oh, thank you for the raid, dude. What's up, Zeffy? Really cool hunt. Really cool thing. Even if you can't sell to this guy. Yeah, apparently someone in chat said he's taking a break. Yeah, there you go. That's why it's important to double check. Perfect. There you go. Perfect timing. Even if he's taking a break, you can still sell boxes of Nincadas for really good Pokeyen. So let's say he's taking a break. I love talking about Nincada farming. You can go sell Nincadas right now. Not on the GTL. That's a waste of money. Do not do that. If you go sell a Nincada on the GTL, you're selling it for 2,400 Pokeyen. You're only making 1,400 after the 1K listing fee. Just like Dittos, you should never sell Nincadas on the GT, at least single ones. If you have like a few laying in your boxes, you want to get sure. But I would recommend farming up to like 60 or so, farming up to a certain amount. So farm up to a box of Nincadas, like 60 Nincadas, and then sell them. That's like, in my opinion, like similar to Dittos, very similar to Dittos, right? And you can sell them for. You would undercut the market a little bit, but you could sell like a box of Nincadas for 2,500 a piece, right? So if you sell a box of Nincadas for 2,500 a piece, let me reset my calculator. That's 150,000 Pokeyen per Nincada box. That's really good if you ask me. You could really quickly catch these, as well as if you want to level them. The reason people are willing to pay more for leveled up Nincadas, if you want to, I would recommend, once again, find a buyer before you start the activity. But if you have a buyer, you could just buy these Nincadas or go buy boxes of Nincadas yourself from someone else, XP train them up to level 20 or so, cancel any evolutions if those come up, but like train them up. And then level 19, I think. Level 19 is usually the strat. You want them just before an evolution. The reason being is because people are going to buy them to XP candy them to evolve them into Shedinja, right? So the closer they are to level 20, the less other people have to spend on XP candies. So there's some really good profitability that people do want that level, right? Gruden wanted level 21, 23 specifically. Gotcha. Make sure you find a buyer, know what you're doing if you're going to do very, very specific stuff. But in terms of general Nincada farming, it's hard to go wrong. It's hard to go wrong just farming Nincadas and selling them as boxes. I think it's really, really good pure profit. The main thing is the cost of the balls. If you're like, you could fall swipe Pokeball and catch like, I would guess 40 to 60, 40 to 50 an hour, maybe something like that. Probably 40 an hour at least. Just fall swipe Pokeball. Super cheap cost. Would be 200 Pokeyen per ball. You could also like nest ball these, but it's gonna eat into your profits so much. It's probably not worth it, but I could be wrong. Okay. I think that's all the intro I wanted to do today. Let's go ahead and jump into some PokeMMO and actually play the video game. If you guys have any questions, topics, etc., let me know. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Thanks for watching. As always, like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe for daily PokeMMO videos, and follow me on Twitch for streams, usually Monday through Thursday. Well, I guess that brings up one last topic of thing to talk about. I don't know. I might be streaming less, fellas. I'm gonna be super honest. I think if I'm being honest, streaming has become less fun for me over the past, I don't know how long, but it's become less fun. And I think I'd like to be honest with you guys and tell you what's going on. I want to be doing content that I find fun, that's also helpful to you guys and also entertaining. I might get back to, before I started streaming, for those who don't know, before I streamed Monday through Thursday, I would just upload a PokeMMO video like on a money making or like a tip or like a guide or whatever every single day before stream recaps. Before stream recaps, I was uploading a new video every single day. I don't know if I'll return to that, but maybe like every other day, and I might start streaming less is something I'm considering. I don't want to, confirm that, or like, even if I do start streaming less, it will be hey, this is just an arc for the time being. So maybe over the next 6 months or whatever period, right? It doesn't mean I'm going to stream less for the rest of life. Don't take this as, oh, because he's feeling this way, it's a permanent change. No. It might just be, hey, for like the next, even like month or two during the off season, right? Until like October rolls around, right? And for August and September, and August is almost over, I might stream a fair bit less in September. That's kind of where I'm at. That's it. That'll allow me to catch up, get videos done, get things prepped, and be ready for event season. So just quick little thought process, and wanted to talk about that. Hopefully you guys understand. I appreciate your patience understanding there. Let's go ahead and jump into this Ho-Oh fight on the Iron Man. I love this interesting specific question. Yo, what's up, Pat? I have a question. Do you think that it'd be possible for a region-locked Iron Man to participate in the upcoming event season? Absolutely. Maybe not to the fullest extent or as much as other people, but as a region-locked Iron Man, I'm sure you're used to being at a disadvantage and used to not having access to everything, right? You say, I'm a new player, but I've watched a fair bit of your videos and have a good grasp of how things work. I started in Johto due to the type of mons I can get, T-Tar, Typhlosion, Honchkrow. Dude, yes, if you want to specifically only be in Johto, at least for the foreseeable future, yeah, you definitely can. You definitely can. Iron Man's harder. Iron Man's tough. Well, Iron Man's tougher because it's tougher to get raid Pokemon. I have to really think about it. You're in Johto. I think you could, but you'd almost have to make your own raid teams and try to figure out what. If you are in Johto it is fucking crucial that you get an Entei. If you don't have an Entei next month in October, 2 months. In October, if you are a region-locked Iron Man that wants to do raids, you need to make sure you get an Entei. That is so crucial. Johto plus Unova would for sure give you enough. Yeah, just Johto is tough. You basically go through the Johto Pokedex and see like what fire types you would get, because fire types is like the main one. Is it even possible to get an Alpha Ninetail spawn in Johto? I don't know. Let's go through like Typhlosion. So we see Typhlosion. That's really good. That's a legit one of the best raid Pokemon. Okay, cool. We'll just go through Johto and like name every raidmon to some extent. Typhlosion, sick. Pikachu has been used at times as a fast, powerful electric type attacker with the light ball, makes it really powerful. Togekiss, not so much. Ampharos has been a plus. You need hidden ability Ampharos. This has been a bulky-ish, like, plus abuser in raids in the past. Ampharos is a real raid Pokemon. Gengar has not been great in raids, but I'm sure it's a decent option if you're Johto stuck. Oof. Gyarados you could use, but I don't know for what raid. What raid are you using? That's the problem, is like the matchup, but it has the stats. Nidoking, a legit raider. Nidoking, a legit raid Pokemon. Sheer Force Nidoking. You can go, you'll have non-stab. You can go like Fire Blast or Flamethrower and set with your team under Sun. Nidoqueen and Nidoking might be two of your best raider options if you are an region-locked Iron Man account. Very specific. Pinsir and Heracross can do things. Heracross specifically a great fighting type mon. Ninetales you'll want for sure. Arcanine can be usable. It's not as ideal as other fire types. You might be, I think you can. I think you can, honestly. It'll be hard. Primeape is great. That's available. You could also use Osmil with like superpower as a weird fighting type option, even though it's not stab. But with huge power, like you can hopefully do enough damage with like Band or Scarf under Tailwind. Flareon's like not a good raid option. You don't want to have to. Rapidash like can get the job done. Like Rapidash can legit be, if you just need a fast fire type attacker. It's physical, which is like niche and cool. It's fast. It hits hard. Put Choice Band and like Flare Blitz on this. Honestly, Rapidash will do what you need it to do. It will get the job done for sure. Entei, Macargo's terrible. Macargo's dog. You would never run this in raids in a million years. Absolutely horseshit. No speed. Not enough damage. It's the opposite of what you want on a raid Pokemon. Love you, Macargo, but no. So let's go with like fire type. And also, Sucker Punch Honchkrow is always fantastic. Sucker Punch Honchkrow, where you just get max damage, is so good. You actually definitely could build a Johto-locked raid team. It wouldn't be 100% optimal, but it would be quite good. Someone in chat said Eviolite Slugma. You guys are fucking in a different... What are you on? I love the creativity, okay? But... no, that's not doing it. This is a great question. Is it worth EV training a team before a storyline run? What I will say is you don't need to EV train to beat a storyline run, but oh my goodness, it is so powerful. Like, it might be the easiest thing if you're struggling in a storyline or you just don't want to struggle at all. EV training is like so good. It's so powerful, so strong. It's the easiest way to make storylines way easier. So I would recommend. It doesn't even take long nowadays. EV training takes like 30 minutes to fully EV train like 5 mons. It's like insane. That's the bigger problem, is how do you effectively EV train without over leveling? You can stick to lower spots. You can EV train 5 Pokemon and keep them around like level like 28. They will get a little bit higher. If you could, what I would do is, what I did for my, you could see what I did for my Iron Man account. Right? My Iron Man account, I would fully EV train like 4 Pokemon and get them up to like level 24, level 28, so I could use them after 1 or 2 gym badges in the next region. But I would also not fully EV train 1 Gyarados, keep it level 20, and then have it like 150 attack EVs or something like that. And that is just so helpful. You can also use training links, but I'm assuming people who are like EV training for a storyline don't have the training link. It's a really expensive item. Like, I don't recommend it. The training link is really, really, really not worth it in my opinion, unless you just want to donate to the game and like spend $10. But Pokeyen wise, I don't recommend it. The training link. So the training link is a product. This is a great actually like history lesson. The training link in PokeMMO is the product of an old item that is no longer needed. Where is it? For those who don't know what the training link is, the training link, this is an account-bound item. It can only be traded to characters on the same accounts. It's basically untradeable. When held by a Pokemon, it prevents gaining XP, but doubles EVs. Okay, so you double EV training. The problem is, there's a few problems. The 1,000 RP, which is like 2 million Pokeyen. That's problem number 1. Number 2, you almost never need to stop XP gain. Like, XP gain, you almost never, you just don't need it, right? XP gain, you almost always want the XP to be gained, except for, yep, someone brought up the other niche outlier. The 2 times you don't want XP train is for storylines and for Little Cup. Yes, that's but Little Cup might even get, they might get leveled down. I never queued up for Little Cup. Little Cup used to be an official tier. It is no longer. I don't know if they get brought down to level 5. I'm not sure. I can't speak on that, so I won't. But Yeah, so training link is really only good for like if you're doing storylines. Once you get all 5 storylines, why would you want to spend 2 million Pokeyen on something that only helps you for the storylines, and then after you're if you use it for alts? Yeah, that's the training link's biggest benefit, is making a bunch of good storyline mons for alt accounts. That's kind of true. That is kind of fair. And then, so what people don't know, the training link used to be a different item. It totally got reworked. It used to be called oh, what's it called? It wasn't Amnesia Brace, was it? Or was it? It was a brace. Oh, what am I thinking of? Isn't Amnesia Brace a different, or is this Amnesia Brace? This was either Amnesia Brace or a different kind of brace. And it used to do like basically the same thing. I do have it on, well, my main account, so all Amnesia Braces got turned into training links. It totally just took over that item. Amnesia Brace used to be an item that would do the same thing. It would double your EVs, make your Pokemon slower, and then stop their XP gain. And that was one of the only items I actually bought off the gift shop in 2013 PokeMMO. Now, Patrouski, why would you need an Amnesia Brace that bad? Why is that the one item you bought back then? Because back then, PvP games didn't auto-scale your Pokemon down. So if you over-leveled a competitive Pokemon, it was now unusable in PvP. Or you had to level it up all the way to 100 and play something called 100 tiers. Back in 2013, there was 2 PvP tiers, or I guess like 2 major sections, and then OUUNU. There was level 50s and level 100s. Now this auto banned things like Dragonite and T-Tar to level 100s. So it made 50s way more balanced, because a lot of these more powerful mons back in Gen 1 2013 were, you know, up in the 100s tier. Nobody really played 100s. It took too long to level your Pokemon. It was really expensive. It was like nobody played 100s. But so if you over leveled a competitive Pokemon back in 2013, it was now useless. You basically had to turn it into a PVM mon, or like you wasted that mon. That was a nightmare scenario. So if you, this is a big thing, if you caught a level 46, for example, wild usable Pokemon in the wild, like comp, right? You literally either had to have an Amnesia Brace to be able to EV train it, or you just couldn't use it in comp, or you would pay someone to EV train and XP train it who had the Amnesia Brace. The Amnesia Brace was a crucial item because PvP wouldn't scale down your mons level 50 if they were, yeah. So that's why like that item exists, in my opinion. I don't know if it, I don't think they would implement Training Link today if it wasn't for the fact that it used to be a different item, in my opinion. All right, I do have a quick question. If I'm going to be cutting down on streams, okay, I'd like to make more guides. Leave it. This is, I don't like to ask this a whole lot, but if you can, if you have the time and want to, you know, impact my content, go ahead and leave a comment on today's video. What videos do you want to see? What guides do you think I'm missing? What guides do you want to see in PokeMMO that don't exist right now, either on my channel or on the internet in general? If you imagine you're a new player, or you're yourself, honestly, answer for yourself. What guides, what videos do you guys want to see? I have a, don't worry, I'm not like, you know, relying on, like, I have a list of things to do, but I love getting, that's like the big point of streams, is to have that more interactive experience and to get those suggestions. So if you have ideas, let me know. Alrighty, fellas, it is time for either your least favorite or most favorite part of the stream recap, the MOVIETROUSKI takes. And I have watched so many movies over the past 6 days, because I took 4 days off of streaming. I literally can't cover them all in one MOVIETROUSKI take. I'm gonna have to separate it into 2 different MOVIETROUSKI takes. I watched 17 movies or movie adjacent. Some of those are like a 1 hour like comedy special. So some of them aren't, you know, quite that. Or like one of them like a 30-minute like YouTube videos on here. Some of them are not actually full-length movies, but still loggerable on Letterboxd. Still like interesting pieces of art. But I've watched 17 things, probably more like 14, closer to 14 movies in 6 days. I'm watching a lot of movies, okay? The Lorax, yeah, we'll get to it. Let's start at the bottom because it's the watch order. Dude, Y2K, I would have never watched this movie. I watched this with friends at a little movie night, you know, touch grass, go outside, have a movie night with friends. We try to do that every so often. Had a movie night with some friends who are moving to Colorado. Much love, we're gonna miss them. And that we put on Y2K, and it was so fun. I was not expecting it. It's a horror comedy movie about Y2K, about the flipping from the year 1999 to 2000, and how so many people thought it was gonna like cause the end of the world and like all this stuff. Y2K was so fun and so good, and I didn't realize until about halfway into the movie, oh my god, it's direct. I was like, this is so fun, so unexpected. It's directed by Kyle Mooney, and dude, I thought Kyle Mooney was like good when he was on SNL. I thought it was fine. I didn't like love him. I love him now. Like him doing Y2K, his old YouTube videos. If you know me, you know that Brigsby Bear is one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite new movies that I watched in 2025. It's now in my top 4. Like Brigsby Bear might be my #1 favorite movie right now in the world. I think it is. I think it's Brigsby Bear. Brigsby Bear, Whiplash, Saw 1, Step Brothers. But Y2K, so fun, dude. If you like horror comedies, it leans into comedy. I think a lot of horror comedies try to lean too much into the just lean into the comedy. You know, it's easier to be a comedy with like some weird like death scenes or gore or whatever versus like trying to be scary. It's easier to be, that works better. So Y2K is really fun. I recommend. I give it a 9 out of 10, 4.5 out of 5. Next up, Clown Camp Massacre. This is like, I don't know how I found this. This was just on some website I was browsing. This is like not even a B tier horror movie. It is like a D tier, like indie film movie, but it was shockingly fun. It's weird. It's really strange and weird. It's not a movie in the traditional sense you would expect most movies to look like, but it has an interesting plot for the most part and structure. Another horror comedy. I watched a lot of horror comedies. Another horror comedy. This movie had like a few hundred logs on Letterboxd. It is a very niche. I don't know how sometimes I just throw stuff on. I love browsing and just throwing stuff on. So Clown Camp Massacre, I give it a 3 out of 5, a 6 out of 10. For like a super hyper indie, weird little niche movie, I thought it was kind of enjoyable, even though it's really weird. All right, next up. Oh god, my mic okay? I just kind of bumped it. Sorry about that. Kyle's Christmas special. This is Kyle Mooney. This might be one of my favorite things he's ever done. I can't believe I've never seen this. Holy fucking shit. Holy shit. It's so funny, dude. I loved, if you watch the first 30 seconds of his Christmas special, you pretty much get an idea of his entire comedy style about just being awkward. It's very similar to like Dax Flame. I give it a shot. Watch the first 30 seconds and you'll know if you'll like it or not. You could dip out if it's not your style. Totally get it. All right, moving on. Scary Movie 1. I didn't rewatch it, but I rated because I realized I hadn't rated it. Scary Movie 1 and 2, I didn't watch these. I just hadn't had them rated. I can't believe I didn't have them rated. Scary Movie, I mean, the classic parody dumb comedy. It literally like spawned a genre and like revolutionized a genre. Gave it a 4.5, a 9 out of 10. And Scary Movie 2, probably the one that I watched the most growing up because it was always on like random high channel numbers that would just play it like on loop. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Not all, they're just dumb parody comedies. I have nostalgia for it, so I give it a like. Scary Movie 4, I didn't think I had watched, but I had watched on cable TV just growing up randomly. I remembered a lot of the plot lines. I like this one. I think it's kind of overhated, but it's a 3 out of 5. It's still worth watching in my opinion. I just love Anna Faris, can do no wrong. She's just fucking funny. 6 out of 10. There we go. Pass over for the combo of Spaceballs influencing the Scary Movie. Okay, the problem is Scary Movie is funny and Spaceballs isn't. To me personally, comedy is the most subjective thing. There you go. Man, dude, the movie Nobody. So, me and my wife love Bob Odenkirk. Better Call Saul, her favorite TV show, one of my favorite TV shows. Really talented actor, yada yada yada. Nobody was just nothing. I was really unimpressed, really disappointed by Nobody. Damn, dude, it was just a nothing action movie. There was like not an interesting philosophy. I thought it was like, knowing Bob Odenkirk, it'd be like a deep dive, like kind of like a Saw franchise philosophy thing, like testing some moral gray areas. But no, it was just like, it was literally just like a movie for boomers who want to know they still got it, which I'm happy it got made. It's beautiful in that way, but man, what a like nothing action movie. I gave it a 2 out of 5, or sort of 4 out of 10. Not like the worst watch, not an offensive watch, not like a man I want to turn this off, but like this is like whatever, it's fine. Does the job, I guess, to some barely though. Goon. People are memeing on this movie's fun as fuck. I've never seen this movie. I've never heard of it. This movie is so fun. Holy shit, man. It's literally a movie. It's literally modern, I want to say modern day, but it's like a decade, it's like over a decade ago, 14 years ago. Jeez Louise, 2011 release date. It reminds me so much of Happy Gilmore. So much, dude. Holy shit. Happy Gilmore is guy wants to be golfer, or sorry, guy wants to be hockey player, but instead becomes golfer. Goon is guy wants to be bouncer, but instead becomes hockey player because he's so good at fighting. Like, that's fucking awesome. Like, that Goon is so fun. Also, it's like, it's fun, but then also weirdly, like, I think serious and like maybe it's just the fucking dude. I thought it was so fun. I thought Goon was so fun. I give it a 8 out of 10. I love dumb comedies like this. I love dumb sports comedies. Keep that in mind, you know. I thought it was so fun, man. I give it a 4 out of 5 or an 8 out of 10 and a like. I liked this movie. It made me feel good. Next up, man, I love bad comedies, okay? And you might notice that with inappropriate, it's like a play on, it's supposed to be, so inappropriate comedy, as well as it's apps. It's kind of like Movie 43, if you've seen that. It's a sketch comedy movie is the best way to explain it. It's sketch comedy, but it's just a bunch of different sketches in an hour and a half format. And I dropped it after 20 minutes. It was just really unfunny. It was just, and comedy is the most subjective thing. It was really unfunny to me. It was really boring. It wasn't offensive at all. It wasn't inappropriate at all. It was just, I feel like whenever someone's main shtick of comedy is like, watch out, I'm about to be really offensive, then they just drop the most mundane joke of all time. It's like, what's happening? Like, you're not like, it's just edgy, it's cringe. It's really, really uninteresting to me. I just think it's like a desperate ploy, in my opinion, to try to be funny when you aren't. I don't know, man. I don't like that era of like, oh, I'm gonna watch out, guys, I'm gonna be fucking so edgy, and then like you just are not funny. In my opinion, you know, inappropriate comedy. I could see if someone enjoyed this, more power to you. I respect it. I was hoping to be the naysayer. It's a really poorly rated movie, but I love finding a dumb comedy that people hate and being like, I actually love this. But no, I can't speak for inappropriate comedy. It was bad. And then for some reason, I decided to rewatch the Family Guy Star Wars movies because it's been a long time and I had a fucking, you know, a zooted weekend that I want to just hang out. And you know what? It's the ultimate guilty pleasure nostalgia trip for me. Is Family Guy is might be the most brain off piece of media you could possibly watch. It is one step away from TikTok scrolling, you know? So I kind of, you know, which is not a bad thing. That's sometimes you want to turn your brain off. I don't say that as like a shameful thing. I say it as like I respect people who use it as a tool to come home, relax, turn your brain off. There you go. Okay. Next up, so I gave it a 2 out of 5. I gave the later ones, I watched all of them. The later ones got better. Family Guy's a great show to fall asleep to. That's fucking actually true shit. Dude, so we'll go to the Lorax. The Lorax, man. I love the original Lorax. I actually probably watch it, like, I want to say once a year, if not like once every 2 years. I really like the original Lorax, dude. It's really beautiful. Like, it's not pretentious. The Lorax managed to like portray a really wholesome, obvious moral, in a really wholesome, inspiring way, without preaching to you, without being pretentious, without doing, you know, the original Lorax is a fucking perfect movie, and it's like really short as well. It's like 37 minutes or 45 minutes or whatever. The Lorax remake, I thought it was gonna be good. It had a decent reviews, mixed reviews, kinda. I was expecting a good movie, and it was awful. The whole movie was just. Let me read my review to give you an idea. Let me just read it. The Lorax 2012. Man, what a distasteful, preachy, shallow, modern interpretation on the absolute classic of the Lorax. The original film just shows you what happens and how grim everything is when you don't take care of your planet, because thus is the case. The choice in this movie to make the whole movie fully through the lens of the boy from the start of the film and him running around town trying to get everybody hyped up for trees when nobody cares, it just totally shits on how real the original Lorax felt, where this feels like a boy trying to preach, right? Where the situation was, like, in the original Lorax, the situation was tragic, and we only learn at the end that we can make a positive impact, and it's inspiring because of that timing, because they delayed, like, oh, at the end. But at the Lorettes, they start with like the, hey, you can make a difference, and that totally kills the impact, in my opinion, of that lesson. When you make most of the movie from the perspective of the boy, it changes. It makes the moral told at you versus being told to you, in my personal opinion. This movie does not inspire change. This movie feels like the most cookie-cutter, profit-maximized version of the Lorax possible. My disappointment is immeasurable as someone who was looking forward to this, and this movie does everything worse than the original movie. Honestly, 1.5 might be generous. I actually might lower this to like a half star. This movie was really... I don't know if there is a redeemable thing, aside from like using the Lorax IP. I don't know. Yeah, I was really, really sad about the Lorax. So yeah, that's the movie Trousty takes. Let me know what you agree with, what you disagree with. Life is way more fun when I have people who disagree with me on my movie takes. It would be really boring if we just sat here being like, yes, Patrouski, I agree. How lame would that? We have nothing to discuss. No new perspectives, no movies to watch again, or let me know your thoughts in the comments. I do, politely to some extent, but have fun with it, Thanks for listening to the movie Trousty takes. All right, but with that, a pretty chill stream out of the way, a little over 3 hours. Hopefully you guys enjoyed a little nice welcome back into the streaming stratosphere. I will see you guys tomorrow. Like the stream if you enjoyed it. As always, found some helpful information. If you have any questions, want to talk about the game, live on stream, come check me out Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. If I ever take a day off or change the schedule, it'll be updated in my Discord under the Is Patrouski live chat. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your time. Hopefully you're just enjoying the game, having fun, just having a chill time. Right now is the time to chill in PokeMMO. Grind up raid Pokemon, like prepare the best you can, but if you're already prepared, don't, just kind of take it easy, relax. Event season will come. We should get an update as well. We're supposed to be getting an in-game update in August or September. So we're kind of just in a standby phase, man, waiting for the update, waiting for event season, and I'm trying to be honest with you guys with that, and we're just gonna hang out. So thank you for hanging out today. I will see you guys soon. Have a good one. Like the video, subscribe, follow me on Twitch. Don't beg in chat. That's the quickest way to get permabanned. Follow me on Twitch. Yeah, thank you, mods. Have a good day. Play PokeMMO. Have fun. Fuck the outro spiel. Have a great day. I'll see you guys later. Peace, Arito. Yo, what's up? Outro Patrouski here, and I wanted to take this time to say thank you to everyone who goes above and beyond and supports my channel. Your names are all listed here. You make it possible for me to make helpful and mildly entertaining content for the game that I love and make it available for free for everyone to enjoy. Thank you so much for allowing me to even be here.